Good afternoon, YouTubers. Just got buzzed by a stink bug. They come out this time of year, quite a lot of force. So this is a project I'm working on. It's something new that I'm trying. It's a topographic lake map. So just like your land maps, your topographical land maps that show elevations done by cuts to show the elevation changes. This is just, same thing, but it's the lake, so it's all going downward. All your cuts are going downward, whereas if you might be doing a matte topographical, you would be leaving wood here and carving out around it. But nonetheless, I'm going to pour the epoxy in, and I thought I would just record the video of it going in. It usually looks kind of cool, so let me pause it here and I'll mix up some epoxy, and then right before I pour, I'll turn you guys back on and we'll just create a little video of it. All right, folks. I know I have a lot of confidence in what I'm about to do. I've never done this. It's not so much, I'm not intimidated by the epoxy or anything. It was kind of hard for me to figure out the amount, so I'm kind of guessing. Amount of epoxy I need, so I'm kind of guessing. And then how I want it to be relatively translucent, that as it comes up from the depths to the higher, it's darker down low versus the top. So I'm hoping that this is translucent enough that it lets you see those color changes, whereas if it's very opaque, you won't see the color changes. You'll just see one color right through. But let me I'm gonna pause this and get you guys zoomed in, and then I'll start pouring. Okay, so I got it in kind of close. I'll try to back it out or move it along or whatever I need to do to try to keep you guys in frame, but I really just wanted to capture some of the pour going in, so here we go. So I'm going to stop it right there and just see how it flows into that bottom half. I'm looking for it to be a little darker, so I think I'm going to add just a tiny bit of color. I do see changes in the color from the deepest point to the top, which is what I'm looking for, but we need just a little more color than what's in there right now. Doing this off camera, so I apologize, but I'll get it whipped up here. This is the price you pay when you're doing live TV, right? Isn't that what they used to say? Oh, this is live TV, folks. This is what really happens behind the scenes. You forget to add too much color to your epoxy and you got to go back and add some. But I definitely can see the transitioning color, so that's what I'm going for. Let's just see how well I mixed up this stuff. There, I think that's a little darker. So I'm a little short. I'll quickly mix up a bit more. Okay. It's flowing in there pretty well. I hope I didn't overflow. I do a lot of stuff kind of on a fly, so to speak. Here's the zoomed in version. So with that said, things don't always work out, and I can see an issue arising right now. I need to jump on this. Hang on a second. So the back side is a little wonky, and it tends to drift downward, the back side of this board. And the epoxy was starting to drift right out. I could see it happening. Like I said, this is my first go at this kind of thing. Doing a live mix, I don't know. Note to self, make sure you get the blend of epoxy right before you pour. I really thought that if I poured the two together, I would still have a gradual change, but they kind of separated, and you can't really see a dark bottom like I did when I first poured it. Give it a little longer here. I'll mix this some more. We got to add some heat to get rid of the bubbles, and we'll just see. It might settle in such a way as that it, we don't have any complaints. So let's just see. I mean, quite honestly, for what it's my first go at, jeepers creepers, that bug scared the heck out of me. It buzzed right by my ear. I did a little flinch. I don't know if you saw it there. All right, I'm gonna grab a torch. I'll be right back. It looks great. I quite honestly, I'm looking at it through both the viewfinder and through and through what I'm seeing here live, and it really looks great. I just gotta, sorry about that. I'm just gonna have to knock some bubbles off, and I'll let it harden up. It looks good though. Learned a couple things. Definitely just pouring that there, I learned a couple things. Certainly keeping all the color together, mixed is pretty paramount, it seemed. What I did there, coming up short on the epoxy, then coming back and trying to mix in a second batch, it was done. You can see it, but it's problematic. If you had a big piece or something, you want to make sure you got it all in one. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with it right now. Let's see if I can back you guys up. I can't. Let me just do this. There, so you can see it all. Looks pretty cool. I'm pretty excited. Really am. This is why I do what I do, for the feeling that I get when I'm successful. When I make a successful piece and it's looking good, it's just such an amazing feeling to me. And the real joy is when you hand it to the person. That's where it really feels the best. Dude, if you land in this epoxy, we're gonna have problems, mister. I'm just saying. You know, do what you do. Be a bug and all. So if you guys want to see me do a little torching, I'll come back again in a few minutes when that comes up a bit more. But I'm really pleased. It looks great. So that's the last shot of heat that I put on there. I just did one off camera. But this looks really good. And if it can stay within its banks, you know, I'll be real pleased. Look at this. That's what I deal with in my shop. So this is how it came out, folks. I'm gonna let it sit for a little bit, see if any more bubbles come up, and then I'll probably try to hit it with something to make sure no, oh boy, you know, nothing skews it up or anything. But it looks really nice. I'm pretty happy. I still have some work out here to do, but I wanted the epoxy in, and then I'll do what I need to do on this stuff here. Just finish work like sanding and what have you. Do a little bit of sanding, get off any smudges of epoxy like that right there. And then, oh, I see I got a few around the edges. So let me do that while I'm waiting for this to cure up a bit. All right. Well, that's all I got for you folks. But thanks for watching, and have a good evening.